overlanding and adventure riding, dual sport riding, it's all the same. It's essentially riding or driving X amount of miles, 100 miles, thousands of miles, to arrive and have a meal. But the question is, how do I get everything out here when I only have two wheels and limited space? Well, there's something that we say at Fieldcraft in terms of your mobility, and your rig, your Go rig, your Moto, your Jeep, whatever it is that you're choosing to get out like this is an extension of your rucksack. The beauty about Moto and motorcycles is that it is a practice in minimalist overlanding. It really is just a step above your rucksack, right? So as you set this up, you know, there are some staples of survival that you would need to hit in order to come out here and sustain life, for one, but also make it just a little bit more comfortable for you as you're enjoying the outdoors. And that's what this is, man. You know, we talk a lot about survival and things that you can do in case of worst case scenario or disaster planning, but really a vast majority of the things that we do have to do with recreation, right? So what I love about this new setup and the stuff that I'm learning to do with my new bike, you know, I'm new to this, is I'm applying all those principles to moto camping and dual sport riding and adventure riding. This is the way that I do it. So the title is technically the Reckless 40 Mosko Moto. And you know, this has been pretty highly requested within the channel here on my YouTube page, and I can see why. You know, this thing, everything you've seen here, this thing is carried for me, right? So I have the Dragonfly one-person Nemo tent. I got a sleeping pad in there, a Nemo sleeping pad, a Nemo sleeping bag, a Jetboil. You know, I've kind of gone the route of backpacking on this one. I do have a different setup for a kitchen that we'll do at a later time. I want to do an individual video just on that alone. But what's great about the Reckless 40 is it's perfect for, let's say, 2 nights, a weekend trip, which is really what I'm looking to do, okay? You know, I love watching Itchy Boots just head out in the Americas and all throughout the world and different continents that she's doing. And she uses a similar setup. I believe she's using just something a little bigger, the 80, which makes sense. There has been there has been some issues for me, and it's primarily my fault. But for those of you who follow me on my other sources on Instagram, you guys kind of saw it unfold as it happened. And this is actually the second Mosko Moto Reckless 40 setup that I've had. For whatever reason, you know, I had the 3 kids in the garage, and we're finishing school and homework and trying to head out and meet up my wife for dinner and my parents. And I was working on setting this up and changing the setup that you see here, and I forgot that I had left it in the back of my truck. So I went several miles through the freeway to get to, you know, our rendezvous point. You meet at the restaurant, and when I stopped, parked, and, you know, carried the baby off and my 2 kids, I saw that the tailgate was down, and I just immediately became like sick to my stomach. So I gave the kids to wifey and then circled back around, and it was gone. I don't know where it fell off. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know where it was at. I was able to recover the Stinger bag, and we'll get into the ones that I have now, but there's a little Stinger 8, I believe is what it is, that sits on the back here. And by the time I did a full circle, came back around, I was able to recover the Stinger bag. It did have my sleeping bag in it. Somebody picked it up, apparently, and did it so quickly that they left the Stinger 8. So whoever got that, you know, consider that one gimme, I guess. You know, my stupid mistake. You got a full setup. It had an emo tent, a 2-person emo tent, the Aurora in it. It had another jet boil. It had, I mean, all kinds of stuff. Full load out, the MSR fuel tank in there. It didn't have any fuel in it. But again, I take full responsibility for that. Fast forward after that week, because it was a weekend, after that weekend, and I contacted Mosko Moto after they had sent me a comment on the post that I put, because I was like, man, I put a post up on Instagram, and I was like, major setback today. I'm not gonna be able to go camping until I can, you know, get another one. I had planned for that weekend to go do that. And immediately Mosko replied to my post. I appreciate you guys. And they're like, dude, that sucks. I can't believe somebody would take it. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it's my fault too, though, I was just operating above my bandwidth, which you guys seen me do a couple times on here. Long story short, they gave me 30% off another one. I bought another one, and I really appreciate that. You know, they didn't have to do anything, got it to me right away, and that's the one you see here. So I guess we could end the review here now, is that, you know, I've loved it so much that I bought it twice, right? But I can't speak highly of this enough. You know, they're soft bags. It doesn't require, you know, any mounting. You have the straps here to the frame. The back ones come here to the back of the bike, like I showed you in the video that I did on accessories. It's got great retention. You know, the 40 is because it carries 40 liters. Now, the one thing that I will say that I did not like is the Stinger 8. It's just too small. I mean, the way that this is set up, you can open it up, put other bags in it if you need to, which I still can, but I think the 8's just a little bit too small. One of the things that I'm doing here today is I'm also kind of wargaming and planning out what I need, and the best part about it is you do that by camping, right? And what I would recommend, and this is why I'm doing this, is since I'm new and I haven't really fully mastered my kit here yet, I'm not going too far. I'm doing something pretty close to the house. And I'm out here, I guess, putting all my stuff through trials, right? This is what I like, this is what I don't like. So today is just a real short day so I can come shoot a video, but also feel the weight, feel what I can change. And I just think that the Mosko 40 is perfect for exactly what I want to do. And it matches the smaller bike, right? I mean, this is a little 300. It matches it perfectly, and it manages the weight, okay? So here we have the 2 dry bags. I'm gonna turn you around. Here are the 2 dry bags that go on the sides, the R40 dry bag. They're great, welded seams you can see here. Pretty nice welded seam bag, dry bag. It folds over, it will keep everything dry if you need to, but I really like these windows so you can see what's inside of them. Right now I have the trash in there because, you know, I'm gonna pack out what I brought in. And then this is what I would recommend. And if you're looking at this, I would highly recommend this if you're trying to do what I'm doing and, you know, just spending 1 or 2 days out here. I think this will really extend your capability. I went with the Stinger 22. I was on the website and I did not see where they had the color match for this particular setup. You guys know that Mosko's been doing this for a while, but the green color is actually new. And I saw a video where they were saying, hey, look, you can upgrade to the Stinger 22 and it will greatly increase your capability or your area to store stuff, because, you know, 8 liters to 22 liters is pretty drastic, and that's why I like this. So I have more than enough room right now with everything that you see today, And I really like that because I do want to change my eating setup. You know, don't sweat. You know, the Adventure Mills Mountain House is legit if you ask me. But man, how cool would it be to come out here and grill a steak, you know, for the night, and, you know, have a beer or something. That's, you know, how I want to come and enjoy, you know, this awesome area that I live in. So I would recommend going with the Stinger 22. This is really cool bag because on the inside of it, you can pull the straps out. It turns into a backpack if you need to pull it off and walk away or carry something on your back. You can do that from the inside, and it just gives you all of the great Mosko Moto quality and waterproof setup that you need. So this is just the first impression. We'll see. You know, it's still too soon to give you a long-term review of it, but I think that this thing will be really sweet, and I'll put it to good use for years to come. You can see here it does kind of sit close to the exhaust. I kind of mentioned that in the last video, so I am probably going to put that shield on there just for peace of mind. But I mean, I can't say, you know, enough good things about it. I love the color. I love the difference in color between the bike and here. Does everything that I needed to. In the last setup though, I did have a knife up here. It's got Molly, so if I need to upgrade and, you know, carry more stuff, which I'd really like to keep it minimalist like how it is, it can do that. It has a lot of adjustability within all these straps that come across. Make sure that when you're doing these cross straps, they come this direction and not this direction. It's one of the mistakes I first made, and was looking at Mosko, and they even sent me a message on Instagram, hey, make sure this goes this direction. So just a tip for that. Lots of retention, adjustability, Molly, which I love. The Nemo poles for the tent just crammed into this section here and cinched down. Mosko does have a tent pole bag that I could attach here via Molly, or even down here on the bottom where these attach to, and then it'll have a designated spot, so it's just not, you know, there. For now that works, but I mean, there's a lot of forethought that goes into these, not just the materials, but also things like these pull tabs. It's attached to the dry bag on the inside, and I can give this, you know, the nice positive pull to retention on it. Actually, that's probably not even the right word, right? It's just a positive pull, then cinch this down for retention, and then it goes nowhere. So that all combined with the waterproof material, the good soft bags, and the material that are chosen for this setup, I think are best for somebody who's going to spend more time off-road, right? The aluminum hard bags, they do look nice, and they do give you a little bit more rigid structure, but if you're going to lay it on its side often, like I do clearly, right, out here in this, you know, harder off-road section, the soft bags are the way to go. I have not, oh yeah, actually I did. I just, last week's video, I did kind of lay it on its side. I was pulling into the sand and lost my footing and just laid it over. And you can't even tell. I mean, I don't even remember, was it this side or this side? I think it was this side. Yeah, so pretty good, no issues, just got a little dirty. Took the simple fall really easy, so they already appear pretty durable. And that's why I chose the soft bags over the hard bags. But also, like I said, they come off real easy. Just here, same on the other side, and in the back. These are just under tension. You pop those up, sling it over your shoulder, and it can go with you wherever you need to go. Let's say if you're gonna, you know, I don't know, stay at a hotel, or you want to put the bags in your tent. That's how easy it is for it to come on and off. Really quick, really fast. And then I have a little Pico bag up there up top to match it. But like I said, guys, first impression is really good. Okay, took it off the bike to get you an idea of what's on it here. On each side, it does have these two slots that do fold over and have clasps. They have the ability to run an MSR 30-ounce fuel bottle, so you can do that if you want to on each side. I only run it here on the left side because my pipe is on the opposite side, and I'm a little funny about having fuel next to that. I mean, you can easily shield that. It does come with the kit, so if you want to run it that way, you could. On the other side, though, I do run like a water bottle or something for now, because I'm only coming out here, you know, for a day or so. I'm probably gonna run water on my back with like a camel pack or something, but it's also an option in there. Not waterproof. You can see it's just got a little bit of Velcro in there, and you fold it over. So anything that's, you know, contained like fuel or whatever, you can use. Let's flip this over so you can see this. So here's the back side of it. It's got great padding. You can see it's all Velcroed on there too to keep it secure. We'll see how long this lasts and how well it does over time. Like I said, it's still new, so I don't have an opinion on it just yet. So far, it seems pretty stout and robust. You can see on the back side here, this is where, let's get out of the shot, You can see the 3 mounting points you get to choose, depending on the size of your bike or how you want it to droop. So I have it on the shorter side as opposed to giving it a longer length this direction. So super easy install. Just make sure you use the Loctite that's there, and it clamps everything together the way you need it. In conclusion, first impression is really great, like I keep saying, enough so that I bought it twice, right? I could see how if I upgraded to maybe a mid-size bike, maybe like the new Tenere 700 or that new Ducati Desert X that I'm watching ever so closely as it is released at the end of this year, I could see going to like a bigger Mosko 80, maybe the Reckless 80, just because the quality is top-notch. But that's all I got for today, so I appreciate you guys sticking with me. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see more moto videos. I know that we do a pretty eclectic set of videos here, whether they're Jeeps, whether they're survival stuff, all of the above. Let me know, guys. Let me get back to relaxing. Catch you on the next one. There we go. Get. I'll save the bees, but the flies get no mercy.